What?
I don't normally go over there. How did I forget? Come on, are you going to sit or what?
Can you go into... What's up, guys?
Ida.
You didn't tell me we were saying anything.
Didn't you hear the three?
Are we not going to say anything?
acknowledge
There's someone
that's
else. Okay, there's this guy who's turned up in our video today, and we're just gonna... I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is.
But he's just
Basically,
here.
he turned up at our door.
Asking for work.
Yeah.
I did. They gave me the
Yeah.
opportunity, and I'm really glad that we're all here. I can't wait to see what we come up with, you guys.
That's so cringy.
He's so
Fucking
judgmental.
thing.
That's professional me.
Okay.
Seriously now, this is Subhi, a YouTuber from Dallas, Texas.
Hello,
and he's joining us today because he's going tomorrow.
Anyways, he's gonna read.
Title of the email is Breaking Point Cannot Find Work. Hello, Sid and Dina and Subhi. Salam. Hope you are doing well. This email is with regards to my extreme difficulties in finding a job in spite of an excellent academic background and a fairly sound CV. I've been applying for NMW jobs and I've gotten few responses so far, and the ones I've gotten responses for are offering part-time, inconsistent hours, and stupid night shift hours with no car to travel. This is not a viable option, even contemplating walking 40 minutes to the place at 2 a.m. at night, but scared I might get attacked or robbed. On the contrary, I've been getting many interviews for very competitive positions, getting to the final stage process, top 5 shortlist.
I applied to 50 odd jobs and received around 6 interviews, 4 rejections and 2 offers. Night shifts, blah 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 blah. You're getting a lot of work. You're getting to the final stages, but you're getting rejected at the final stages. This happens a lot. I don't have any connections, and my parents are uneducated, so they don't have any connections either. I know not gonna know what to do to land a full-time job. I am willing to do a job as long as it's full-time. Are you sending us your CV? Yeah, and does not involve contact with alcohol, pork, heck, I'll even take a cleaning job. And then have an older generation wondering why teenagers get into the stereotypical road lifestyle. I now empathize and respect for those kids, teenagers who end up hustling on the streets to put food on the table and make ends meet. I also realize being educated means fuck all if you have no connections, inheriting portions from forefathers, and finally, that nearly all family go missing when you're in desperate situation, and would love to see you fail when you're doing so well. I would gratefully appreciate a response and any advice you may have. My sincerest apology for coming across as strong aggressive, but I've completely lost my head and I don't know what to do anymore with my worthless, aimless life. The gist of it is, he's very well educated.
Yeah.
He always gets in the final stages of an interview because they're big firms, they have loads of stages.
Yeah.
But he always ends up losing out to someone else because it's very competitive. Obviously, this has happened to everyone where they're on the job hunt when you come out of higher education and you're looking for work, and it could take quite some time.
One thing that's on top of my head is you probably go through all the stages and all that, and then right at the end you don't get it. It's probably because with all these firms and that, they already know who they want to employ, but they have to do the thing where they interview a bunch of people.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He has no connections.
It literally is all fake.
But not always.
Not always, but a lot of the time.
Majority of jobs, the main reason they hire you is if you would fit in well with the team.
That's huge.
That people coming out of higher education and applying to these jobs and stuff, and when they're really talented, they're like, well, I should get this fucking job. Not if you're up against someone who's actually likable. Not that should matter.
No,
it shouldn't matter.
Should matter.
But it does actually matter. Okay, it should matter, but to a certain extent. If you've got someone that's really talented,
Yeah.
but you've got someone that's not as talented, but he's really likable, they will go for the person that's likable.
Yeah, it's true. Because you're gonna be spending spending this person's time 40 hours a week, like Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day. They want to make sure that you're gonna fit in with the people they're gonna be working with.
Yeah.
And most companies, like from my experience, most companies look at the resume and they can see that you have the technical skill set to be successful in the job. But when it comes to the interview is more about, do I like this person as a human
personality.
being? As a human being.
Do I get on a level? Does he talk too much?
Are you weird? Are you creepy?
Is there some things that annoy me? I don't know why. I mean, it just worked for me. But I don't talk a lot. And for some reason, the jobs I applied to coming out of university, graphic design jobs, that really worked for me because the jobs I applied to, they were people who didn't want to fucking know. You know what I mean? They just wanted someone chill.
That's true.
And it really, you have all these people going into an interview, they're going, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, I could do this, I could wipe your ass for you, I could do this. And they just
thinking about somebody in particular.
No.
There's someone you're aiming
I'm just saying, I could do this for you and all of this, and they're bouncing off the walls and they're really energetic and they're talented and all this stuff. and they're
Yeah.
just like put off by that. Like, fuck, we don't want this guy in our office. He's gonna do my bloody head in.
Would I befriend this person?
Yeah.
Like that's really what it comes down to. Are they collaborative? Are they easy to work with? Are they creepy? Are they weird? No weirdos out there. So if you
Yeah.
have a weird tendency, if you're awkward,
Yeah, you need social skills.
You
yeah,
need
it's
to- you
You
social
need to
skills
be
are
able
really
to be
big.
to be able to
Heavy.
socialize at work, like,
And if you-
about the work.
And
Obviously.
if you don't have social skills, like I did not have social skills, blag it.
And eventually it'll become like second nature. Like I used to
Yeah.
be really awkward. Like I couldn't speak. I couldn't like talk to. I couldn't meet new people. I couldn't do small talk. I was the most awkward person. But after I got my first job and I started working, eventually you develop.
You
the
know
skill.
how it works.
You
Yeah.
develop the skill of speaking with people in a professional environment, and
Yeah.
you just pick. It becomes like second nature, and now it's normal to me now.
You should explain to everyone what you do. Subhi here comes from a graphic design background.
I got my bachelor's in visual communications and a minor in communication studies. Then I got my first like job. Like my majority of my professional experience comes from my time at Fossil at the watch company, at the headquarters, and I was a graphic designer for their corporate team for like 2 years, and then I was a social media art director for like a few months for their Skagen.
Or like dickhead.
Well, if you want me to go on about my achievements, I'm on as well, yeah.
But I think like some may say, oh, this only applies to a creative role. I think it applies to every role across
It's
the
true.
board.
yeah.
Especially when you're in an interview, because you just need to think about it. You're on a friendship level, because most of the time when people are hiring and they have an interview with you, they've checked your skills already.
Yeah, they know that
They
you're
want to know that you can be
capable.
a friend.
It sounds like you've got all the skills and you're great experience, but you're just not very likable. Well, if
I
you-
mean, he
if
could
he's
be
getting
likable,
through-
but he's-
You need to
he's-
act. Some people just aren't good with people. So if you're getting through all the stages, that means you've got what it takes.
You need to
Not
work
it-
on it.
Or-
like nobody
or-
wants to
or-
work with you.
Or it's just not your
It's
time.
just not your time.
There's
There's a
all
grand
that.
there's a grand plan for you.
people.
All
If
that.
you're doing all of this, your time will come. It will come. People apply to what? If you apply to 100 jobs, that's not enough.
I
I'm
applied.
Yeah,
telling
by
you.
the way, how many did you apply to? Hundreds.
Hundreds and
Applied to a
hundreds and
lot.
hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
Do you know how many jobs that I applied to come in? Like, literally, I was exactly like you.
I
I was
literally
gonna
can't relate
lose.
right now.
I was gonna lose my mind.
I literally
By the
can't
amount-
relate.
break, Dina. Go take a break.
I literally haven't
The
done
amount
any
of
this
it,
shit.
and when you go to an interview and you can see in their faces that they don't fucking want you.
I know that feeling.
You know what I mean?
I know that feeling.
Because they just.
A lot of your skill set you didn't learn in uni. You taught it to yourself.
Yeah, but there's if you were a graphic designer and stuff like that, I would
And
have
you
more
need
to say
to-
to you,
you
but I
need
don't
the
know
confidence.
exactly how much.
can't speak out
I don't
about
exactly.
this.
Yeah, I can't speak on your profession because I know
I
nothing
literally
about
can't
it.
speak at all because I've only worked in a fucking call center. Oh shit! Put it this way: I don't have experience with like my career, with what I would like in fact working in fashion under another company, but every job I ever applied for, I always got the job because I was very likable.
yeah, but
That's
no,
what I'm
serious.
saying.
We know the
Silly.
and it has nothing to do with skill set.
No, honestly,
Dina
I
knows
didn't
how
have
to
a clue what I
talk the
was doing.
talk. Some people they'll get a job in the first week. Some people won't even get it in the first year.
My few advices would be, okay, one, first, to not let don't let these rejections define you. Like don't let this put your confidence down in your abilities within your job field. Because whenever I first applied and I wasn't getting any jobs, I was like, oh my god, this means I'm a sucky designer and I just suck.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. Then eventually, like I just was patient. Eventually, my time came, and I got a job at Fossil. That was like my first job ever as a designer was at Fossil, and beforehand, like just a week before, I was thinking, wow, I'm a horrible designer. I can't do anything. Clearly, I'm not
Yeah.
meant for this field. But it just wasn't. You have to think about the type of cultures that each of these companies have. Not like Fossil was a company that really looked for like really open-minded young creatives. Then I was also applying at like, other places that were very old school, a bunch of older people, and they weren't really into my approach to my career. Like I'm very young-minded. I'm a millennial
Yeah.
bit. Some companies aren't looking for that, and so just keep in mind that concept that not every company is the same, and to not let that put your confidence down. Two would be to kind of have to humble yourself a little bit in this time and be okay with working at a lower job.
Yeah, yeah.
Like maybe working at like a job that pays like an hourly job just to keep you going for now, while you're applying for these big career professional jobs, just to keep yourself going for now. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't just not work. Kind of have to go if you have to go work at In-N-Out.
Yeah.
you'd go work at In-N-Out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I mean, coming out of university, I did loads of free jobs.
Yeah,
loads of them.
you kind of.
Oh yeah, that's another thing
Yeah.
you've got to do.
You gotta
You got
hustle.
to do a lot of things
Yeah.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did you do free internships?
No, I declined. I was like, I will never work for free.
I did
see,
it for free.
he should have taken his own advice in this moment in time and humbled
Excuse me,
himself.
I landed Fossil, so I think I did pretty good.
No, I did loads of stuff for free just to get that experience out there
Yeah.
and just to put it on my CV to say, oh, I work with this, I work with that.
But I did do a lot. The reason why I got my art direction job in social media was because of my social media.
There you go. You put a lot of time and
Yeah, I
effort
put
into
on my
social
own
media.
time. I developed my own skill set. Like after work, I would go home and I would work on my blog, my Instagram, my social media stuff. And that's actually how I landed my second job at Fossil, was because I tagged them in like one of my outfit shots, and they were like, oh look, this guy works for the company and he's like social media guy, and then they hired me for that job. Then my last piece of advice would be to always keep in mind that this is like part of the grand scheme. Understand that there's a place and time like written for you, that you will find your time, you will find your place, you'll find your job, and it's all be patient. And trust in God.
We've recently had an experience which we won't talk about where we felt like we were giving up,
Yeah.
and then something came up and we were
There's
like,
always something.
wow, we dodged a bullet with the
Yeah.
other thing.
Yeah.
See?
You
We dodged
never
a
know.
bullet.
You really have to be. That's why I say be patient.
you need to trust
and
in
you
the
need
plan.
to carry on. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, trust in the process, literally, and something will be there waiting for you. And the first point you said, you know, about you fitting in, I
Yeah.
think workflow is a major, like the way a company's workflow
Oh yeah, the
is.
structure. It's
yeah,
like extremely.
is you know, you might not suit a company's workflow and
And
structure.
you wouldn't want to work there because you just might not connect. Like you have to think about like a lot of these companies that like the creative companies that I've applied for, they were really upfront about it. They were just like, you know what, Subi, something Subi, that's what they call me. And so like they would say, we love your skill set, but just we don't think that it would be a good fit. Like just personally, it wouldn't be a good fit. And I was just like, I respect that. I didn't take it personally. It's just that it just wouldn't fit. Some things just don't work
Yeah.
out. You don't work for that company. And I'm glad I didn't work for that company because when I see like I meet friends that did work for that company or that agency, I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't have been my type of environment. I wouldn't have been able to develop my skill in that type of environment.
Yeah, bear in mind, a lot of companies are still getting on board with the way like the youth think,
Oh,
and the way
yeah.
social media is a massive impact in terms of branding and
I
things
think
like
in
that.
everything, the way
They're
the world
really-
works nowadays.
Yeah, but they're really, like what you were saying. There's like older men in the
There's, like,
companies.
old
that
school
they're
companies.
stuck in the old way of doing things,
Yeah.
and they will never understand it, and they'll just be like, oh, you hired this person who didn't get this or didn't get that. But they don't get it. innit?
Those are the ones
Yeah.
that didn't hire me.
Yeah, and they're the people. This happens a lot in TV.
Yeah.
We know this from like
Yeah.
TV experience. Some people that work in TV, majority are so old school, and they're finding it really difficult to get on board
Yeah.
with the way
With times.
the way the internet is. And but then the channels that are being successful are the ones that are managing to incorporate both.
Yeah. Do you know when you find your actual job and it's like your perfect job and you actually waited for it and you struggled and all the hustling and stuff, you'll be like, what the fuck was I worrying about?
Yeah.
And-
And you'll be like, Alhamdulillah, I
Yeah.
am so
Alhamdulillah,
glad
mashallah.
I didn't push that job
Yeah.
or that one, because look at me now.
Yeah. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom, now we're all here.
On
Yeah.
that note, should we end it? Should we end it now?
No, wait.
Oh, you still going?
Work the shitty jobs. Just work them.
You gotta hustle, buddy.
Just go work the shitty jobs.
Yeah. Everybody
Do
has
what you
that
can.
time where you're working like a slave and you ain't getting
Yeah,
shit
work
for
like
it.
a slave. Oh, that's a bad thing to say. You will land the big jobs. You
One
will.
day, inshallah.
Yeah, one day, inshallah, you will land them. But you just gotta work your ass off.
The people
Yeah.
that get shit easy.
The people that
it's
literally hustle for something and work their butt off and
Yeah.
they land the big job. It's more rewarding. It really is.
and it's longer. Like you'll have a longer career. But the people that literally get spoon fed, it's short. It's over.
Yeah.
It's like reality TV stars.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Reality TV stars, they're like really hot and really famous at the time, and then
Temporarily.
and then a
Yeah,
year
it's just
later, it's just like,
temporary,
what the
yeah.
fuck are you doing now?
Also, you might want to try and find a mentor in your field, someone that has experience, like a senior in your field,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
kind of
that's a
just
good
get some
idea.
like tips from them. Because I've done that before, like talking to someone from like a that's been working in the profession for years, and they just have general tips about
Yeah.
how to get a job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually really good.
And networking
Idea.
also. Like networking with people that are in that field that might be able to hook you up with like connections.
His major problem was connections.
His
So
major problem is
Oh,
that.
I think
I
I think networking is a given. You need to do that a bit. Who gives a shit if you have to kiss a few people's asses?
To be honest, it's not.
Who
Loads
gives
of
a
people have
shit?
this idea like, they're just talking to that person because of this. But like, that's why
That's
it's
how it
given the
works.
name networking. Everybody that is networking wants a benefit from something.
Personal agenda.
So if you go to like networking events, it's like everybody wants to help each other out. They want, if I help you, you help me in this.
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
it's normal. It's this
Very
is what
normal.
you need to do.
That's what you need to do to land the job. That's
Yeah.
just how it works. Anyways, so hope that advice helped, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Well, no-